Hello everyone and welcome to FPR1. I'm your host Fuse Damon and we are here for Season 1 Round 11 of the 100% Racing League Realistic Car Allocation. That is definitely not the way to say it, but that's how I'm saying it today. So like I say, we are Hungary today and I know the track map on here is a little bit hard to read. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be one transparent image of the official F1 one, so I mean, don't know why that is a problem, but so it is at the moment. 14 corners, it might not sound a lot, but short track is going to take a lot of concentration for the full 100% race distance here. That is, I'm not gonna lie, I feel for the drivers that have to do this today because I definitely wouldn't do it. I would literally be falling asleep on the last half. So to be fair, expect that a few mistakes creeping in at the end here because that very much could happen quite easily. Anyway, let's remove that. Quick then update on the current tables. We have Robbo still leading just over 14 points from Spread, who's on the chase down there, having a lovely third place finish, taking 24 points compared to Robbo's 12 points last time out in Belgium. Belgium having a fair few places of action, especially along the Camel Straight there, and almost huge piles up from people breaking for DRS. Both of those drivers received firm warnings and a penalty point. I believe Clem was involved in that one. I can't remember the other driver off by heart. But Clem family back, returning and picking up points with the 10 points there. 30 points in the last two races. Not bad at all. But I'm going to quickly jump onto the live feed as we have cars out on track, people doing laps, and so on and so forth. Very cloudy conditions today then, as we have the Alfa Romeo of Axel, who unfortunately, if you're a follower of the PRF1 race series, unfortunately just lost out the chance to take the title from Kamarov, who won the Friday division PRF1 title last time out in Canada. Hilly streamed that one if you wanted to check that one out after this race. Axel then goes quickest. 16. Is that 16 dead? Yes, it is. Purple's not very easy to read in the rather cloudy skies. Teammate Phantom Dragon. It's 3/10 off so far. We've got Bolts up there at 18.6. Teammate of Fatal also doing an 18.6, but it goes just that 300ths faster there. Shrek, one lap. Heading 4 to 5 now. I definitely just didn't quickly count that in my head. Very difficult chicane here. It gets very tight, and if you go on the higher curbs, your car gets very much unsettled. And also, you don't want to be doing that, going onto the grass there almost. That is a good way to lose grip and get some extra marbles on the tyre. But I don't think they'll be costing out too much. No, Shrek has pretty good pace. But in the Williams, see what he can do around a twisty, tight, turny Hungary track where the Williams obviously definitely isn't going to be suiting this track. I think, well, yeah, to be fair, I think both Alfa Romeos and Haas is probably a better chance around this track compared to the people in the Williams. But no less, Shrek puts it P6 17.3. Got Hilly in the Aston Martin. I think those people that are in McLaren's, Red Bull, Ferrari, they're all going to be pretty good. It's a good track for those cars. Aston Martin, they'll get a bit as well around here. They'll be pretty good. The Alpine should be good as well. As Dystopian goes 7th, Hilly goes 5th, 16.7. Robbo, a man who has had quite a lot to drink, so definitely over the legal, legal limit, but nevertheless he's out there on track. He's starting his first flying up. He goes down in towards turn 1, third gear, getting a lot of rotation on that wheel there, and then second dose of DRS, long sweeping left hand and quickly flicking it right, not too aggressively, otherwise you lose the back end. And get tight right to the outside, then cut. Trying to drop a little bit of speed beforehand. You brake and then immediately on the power there to run towards the chicane now. Third gear, hitting apex is lovely there. Turns out he drives better when he drinks. Isn't that a lovely thing to see? It's looking very cool and calm, but I think he's just gone too wide there, yep. Unsettled on the inside curb, and it just sent him just over the white line. That's his lap invalidated. We've got Schmitty out in the Red Bull. Let's see if he can keep it within the track limit. Sorry, taking a good swig of drink as my throat is extremely dry today. So if I start coughing and spluttering everywhere, I will try and mute myself if that happens, but I can only apologise. Although, fingers crossed, touch wood, it's not been too bad. So, Schmitty then, coming across the line, where's he going to go? He goes 14th, the slowest of the people who set lap times in the 119s. That's not very good. Where's Jesus, our favourite, everyone's favourite driver? Getting into turn 1 there. Car staying well out of the way, looking pretty snazzy jazzy. Riding a bit on the outside curb, and it gone a little bit too deep there. I thought that Red Bull was going to come right back on there. I thought that could have been a collision. And on towards turn 4. Very committed there, very committed. And bailing out. Gone wide at 5 and bailed on that lap. Kamarov, who's been celebrating his FPR100 title, has now got some racing to do. As he starts his first flying lap of the session, look at this, could be a good lap. I'm expecting this to be, although to be fair, qualifying hasn't been his strong point in FPA in this league. But he does drive an AlphaTauri, so you can't really blame him. Let's see how he does then. Into turn 2, keeping it right up against the high curbs on the inside. Lovely car position all the way through there, turns 1, 2 and 3. As you head the run towards turn 4 now. A little dab of brakes, 5th gear. Let's try and get the extra rotation in the AlphaTauri. Again, using a lot lower gears than some of the other drivers. Like I say, it might be based upon the car. Turn 6, 7. Navigating not too bad, but took a lot of high curb upon entry there. Followed by a quick sweeping a left, right. Got some yellow flags to 2, which I think his car's getting out of the way. It's not looked like the most tidiest of laps, I will have to say. There's been a few scruffy corners. So, and a back end loss for good measure on the penultimate corner that. So tucking it in and keeping it pinned towards the line here. And he puts himself just in 10th position ahead of Bolts. So a quick reminder to anyone who's first time watching this racing league, it is a 100% race based upon realistic car performances. All the car allocations are done before the race, usually around the afternoon time. And we have a one single short qualifying session to determine the grid order for the long race ahead. There is no constructors battle, it is all drivers only, which is why you'll see teammates, Verge Gilmers, battle each other hard out on track, because every position matters. You get points for every position so long as you finish the race. So obviously, very much there's a Ferrari way off there in the background. I think it's just getting out of the way. As obviously every position, every points scored matters. Just a reminder, this is the last race of this year, and before we go into a Christmas break, in which racing resumes on the 6th, I believe. Anyway, Curse round into sector 3. Clouds definitely looking slightly dark out there. Are we going to potentially get rain affecting the end of this session? Judging by the fact that we've got 3 people that are yet to settle at times, maybe not. Curse improves slightly, I think he did that. But is P6 for Williams. Teammate currently sat in P9, Trek. I use the term teammate vaguely just based it's, the same car. You just got to remember that they're not actually good teammates because you're all rivaling each other. Well, Spriggs, the wonderful P2 merchant, he's driving a Haas today. And look at that, Davies up in P2 for Mercedes. That's sort of rousing that, isn't it? Davies in a Mercedes. You can get used to that one. It's like a new catchphrase. Be like, watch out, here comes Davies in the Mercedes. I'm ranting all a bit already. You can tell it's going to be one of those types of streams. Feel free to put down predictions for the top 3 qualifying in the chat before it ends. And also feel free to put your predictions for the race. That could be any type of predictions. It could be how many safety cars we get, how many virtual safety cars we get. Could be who crashes first, or who gets the first penalty. I think who gets the first penalty is actually probably one of the more fun ones to do, to be honest. Sort of real puts it in perspective. Don't gamble on it. Gambling's bad. It's a sin. No, do whatever the fuck you want, just do it responsibly. That's my PSA for today. Bolts, can he look to improve upon his position? I mean, if he wants to get right up there with the top 5, he needs to find an entire second. Can he potentially do that? Will track evolution play a big factor around here? I don't actually know off the top of my head, because it's been a while since I've done Hungary myself. The only type of hungry I really know is about food, but nevertheless, into the chicane. Let's see, I'm going to look at the set stats. I got based on one for sector 2. Let's see what it says when he comes towards the end, which is a lot further ahead than I've remembered. First of all, does he invalidate? No, keeps that well within track limits. 7/10 up. So track evolution definitely probably playing a pretty big factor. So we could see a lot of jumps then from some of these guys at the back. Rob currently sat P13 Championship leader. And around the final corner for Bolts as he pins it now towards the line. Plenty of ERS left for the deployment. And he improves to P6. Only a 10th behind Hilly, who's just come back out on track along with his teammates there in the other McLaren. Fatal there. Jesus is now out on track. He needs to get a lap time on. He's left this quite late, probably from early invalidations, which hasn't helped him. Same for a meatball, I'm going to call him, because, yeah, food in it. So, rounding up, bailing out, I should say, and breaking the braking board markers. Give that man a penalty. No, I'm kidding. That's just unsportsmanlike behaviour. There's a lot of tyre smoke there from one of the cars. There seems to be a lot of confusion within the traffic there as the Ferrari navigated its way through. I want to try and find Jesus because I want to see him actually be able to complete an actual lap, see if he can get one on the board. There's not long left in this qualifying session. The yellow flags are out again for cars just going off the track to let people through. We've got to remember this track is actually very much quite tight and overtaking not very easy. Probably one of the hardest tracks. It's like a non-street version of Monaco, as it's usually described as. But let's see what Jesus can do navigating this track. A little bit on the grass on the exit 3, that's not quite going to help him out there. Took a big tank slapper on the exit 4, but we go through turn 5, he's still going. Got cars up ahead, going quite slowly into the chicane, and noticing that quite last minute there, as Bolts and Curse retire from the session. A lot of traffic in sector 2, but he's managing to navigate it quite well. Next car up ahead might have gone a little bit of dirty air from that one, but obviously he still got out of the way, so nothing but really bad. Into sector 3, it's looked a little bit scruffy in places, so might not even be a top 10. Let's find out then. Coming around the final corner, blasting it all the way through. At least he hasn't invalidated, so he will get lap time. And it's only P16 for Jesus. That is poor. Very poor. Meatballs come out on track in the AlphaTauri. Another really quick driver out there, leaving it till the lastest of possible minutes spread out as well. The person chasing down after Robbo, can Robbo hold his championship lead, as there's a Red Bull off right at the end in beginning of sector 3 there. So quickly have a look. There's Red Bull going slow. It is the likes of London. What has happened to him? Thinking maybe... Oh yes, he's out of fuel. That's why he's going very slow. Right, that explains a lot then. Not a crash. Thought it might have been crashed there. He was going to go very slow. Spread then coming through. Just 2 more corners to navigate. And he's dropped down to P12. I say track evolution is ramping up. Dartwell puts himself into P9. Qualifying checkered flag is out. Davies stays P2. Couldn't improve. KJ's into the pits. That's his qualifying over. Where can Spread go? Spread goes 7th. Just narrowly missing out on Hilly, who's validated. Cameron on a lap, but he's only towards the start. Dystopian coming around the final corner as Meatball sets his one and only up and goes 5th fastest ahead of his teammates. Where can Dystopian go? Stays 13th fastest. Robbo staying 15th and potentially under pressure from some of these guys behind. Fatal, I mean, he can do some last minute ballingers, but it's not quite good enough. He only goes 18th fastest and has got to worry about Schmitty behind. Trying to find another car. I don't think Dark Lord is on a lap. We'll find out when he crosses the timing screens, although actually, ooh, there's Kamarov. Spread dropped to another position as Spriggs goes 4th fastest. Phantom Dragon can't take Axel off pole. Axel remains on pole and is also out there on track. But can Kamarov steal it as a crossing line? Doesn't improve his time but stays top. Kamarov goes into the pit, so he's not going to be challenging. Datler did the pits, and that is qualifying over. Axel taking pole position ahead of team Phantom Dragon. And Davies up there for Mercedes. And he's got Spriggs occupying the 2nd row as well. And an all AlphaTauri 3rd row. That's quite satisfying. Disappointment for the championship leader starting P15, whilst his main rival Spread is in P8. Big disappointment for Aston Martin, really. Mike Crack is going to be a little disappointed with Robbo's performance. His alcohol intolerance level has let him down, but Hilly carrying the Aston Martin team for that. I keep saying it's teams. No, there's no teams. So the confirmation, your top 3, Axel, Phantom Dragon and Davies. Top 14 separated by a second. This is going to be potentially quite close, but two DRS zones. You've got one on the start-finish straight, which will be your best bet for overtaking. And then you've also got the second DRS immediately followed after turn 1 on the run towards turn 2, where you can sometimes fight your position back and potentially try and make moves around the outside and inside, depending on how brave you're feeling and how much you trust the other driver in front of you. So we are waiting then for the start of the race. We usually have a nice lovely 5 or so minute break. Someone out there wanting a nice lovely 15-minute break. Oh, when you thought there might have been a chance of rain, the track is nice and sunny, and we've got no crowd members in the VIP Paddock Club area. Wow. I guess no one really wanted them tickets, didn't they? Well, they've done well to sell them. Done well. Like, again, I got disappointed. You know, it's nice to look at the overly enthusiastic, about total of 5 polygon characters in the grandstands. I get that, you know, the little characters in game are literally 0 point putting much effort into them, apart from your pit crew and maybe some other, you know, important people that you see in podium and cutscenes or whatever. But the crowd members are so bad. Oh, they're so bad. And they just do the same thing over and over. That's for the games of the racing, not for the crowd. Maybe someone just needs to make like a crowd simulator. You just, I don't know, stand in a crowd for fucking ever. As well, I believe we may be having. Yep, we're definitely having a lobby reset as someone has pressed the ready up button straight away. Yeah, bloody knob. Yeah, I don't know. Always one. Always one. Oh, it's Shrek. Oh, it's Shrek. Oh, you silly Billy. What are you doing in your swamp? There be a day. So we wait for the lobby restart. That just adds a few on this 7 minutes of the stream. That's probably already going to be a good 2 hours now. Let's go. Just for a quick clarification, if you do ready up early, you are sent to the back of the grid. So a few people are going to jump a few places. As Spread just said in the Discord chat, it's off to the back of the grid for you. So yeah, nice cheeky position for some people. Although some people were starting on the some people starting on the dirty side of the track are probably happy with that one. The people starting on the clean side, probably quite fuming at that one. Oh, here we go. Hang on, we've got confidence from Shrek. As I try and find out my way back into the lobby, he's in the main menu. Lobby's not reopened yet. We'll wait a second. That's probably best if I put myself on the Do Not Disturb, because I haven't done that this time. Boom. There you go. New lobby is open. Let's get it. Oh, let's not get it. Nice. The requested invites. Technical difficulties. We'll have to see it. You'll have to see it. There we go. How do I accept that? There, that's how I do it. Boom. You can tell it's been a while since I've well, so I don't use the old where EA menus. Dear. So, how's everyone's day been going? How's everyone's weekend? Judging by Robbo's excitement with the beverages, I'm sure he's had a party. How's life, everyone? Oh, those connections are looking absolutely sublime. You'll have to see it. You must absolutely love to see it. So, we just got to wait for these guys. Well, you know, let's wait for the thing to get going again. Let's have a gantry at the standings again. So, yeah, we're only 14 points. Robbo will now be starting P14 now after Shrek's cock up. Spread starting 7th. So, Robbo's got a lot of work to do to get back up there. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got to try and minimise the points loss. Spread definitely seems to be having the advantage at the moment. Although saying that, Robbo's form hasn't been too bad either, apart from in Belgium where it not really worked out. Who else is up there? Hilly's up there. Look at him, Hilly go. Look at him go. Hilly and Dystopian, sort of 10 points, or 9 points separating Spread and Hilly, 10 points separating Hilly and Dystopian. THC just behind. I don't think THC was with us today. I don't think he's with us today. Phantom Dragon, when he turns up, he's got good runs. Last 2 times he turned up. Qatar and Belgium there. Took a solid 2nd place, which is huge points. So we have, after the Christmas break, we will have only the 6 more rounds to go. So everything counts really now. You know, first half is out of the way and done with. And now you got to really think the short-term battles. Now you got to start thinking about the short-term battles. So, for example, the crucial thing for Robbo to do today is to minimise the points loss. Really, he needs to end the this is worth of racing ahead and staying at the top of the table ahead of Spread. If you lose that lead, could be curtains. Could be curtains. Are we going? No, we're not. Currently waiting for Dystopian. Dystopian, if they're watching, that's waiting for you. And also, drivers who are watching, don't forget your setup. Very crucial not to forget your setup. Otherwise, you're being a real bit of bother. This is going to be a long one. It's only 8:30 though. If, maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we won't have any safety cars. No. We hope. Nah, not wrong with a safety car too. Bunches at the field. So this is not straight away. Strategies around Hungary. I think undercutting traffic is a key thing to do around here. If you get stuck in the DRS or stuck in a train of cars, you're not really going to be making any progress. You're going to lose time to anyone that managed to break out of a train of cars. And again, I think it's a track where fresher tyres are going to do a pretty good performance. And either way, either way, just pitting out of a train, just undercutting everyone else is stuck in a battle, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Everything is going wrong for everyone here. You'll love to see it. Technical difficulties having literally everywhere. Let's have a look at the midfield battle. I mean, let's have a good reality thing here is it's sort of really close between the top 6. Only 48 points separating. 35 is a race win. Yeah, 35 is a race win, obviously. Get a point fastest lap. So, if THC could literally, if you was here, it just takes, that's a race win and a fastest lap, and boom, huge points. That's why people that are consistent with higher finishes, like top 8 finishes, you'll see them, their points total will add up. So what's happening for me in the Tuesday FPR100 division, I had a lot of tops, I had a lot of P6 finishes, and that's bumped up my points total to the point that I'm obviously even 4th in the drivers, and helping out with the constructors. We are going, by the way, at the moment. There we go. But yeah, top 6, but only like 46 points. Very close. Anyone's game still. Anyone's game. So, tech number 2 then. A race start. Confirmation that it is 70 laps. 3 minutes break. The race will, with the formation lap, will begin at 22 the hour. Yeah, of course, 9 o'clock. So again, reminder for the drivers, don't forget your setups. Also try and make sure that it is the same setup used in qualifying. Technically it is Pat Ferme, but obviously, unfortunately that can't be policed because this is Codemasters and they'll never be advanced to that. Never. But yeah, it is helpful. Right to you. Oh, the stoppage. Oh, he's missed the start. Oh, it's curtains of dystopia. He's missed the race start. That's another person who's going to be bumping up some of the positions. Didn't actually check what the weather was. I think it is going to be dry all race, which is always quite helpful. Curses left. Spread. What? Wait. Whoa. Wait. Where were we? Whoa. What's going on? I think we're leaving again. Someone else press the A button! Ah! Guys, right, I'm going to have a fucking rant right now. I'm having a rant. This is 100% race. It's already quite a long race. Stop cocking it up. Everyone who's any drivers watching, put your pissing controller down. Don't touch it until everyone is at least loaded up. Then you can start touching it. Ay 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 ay. Right, rant over. Fuck. Ay, Jesus Christ. What else can I talk about now? I'm running out of topics to talk about. I'll tell you what's a good topic to talk about. Sauber's new F1 team name. I'm gonna quickly re-pull this up because, well, it's interesting to say the least. Let's see if I can find it. There you go. What is it? It is. Yeah, here we go. Alpha Romeo trying to grab as much. Sorry, Sauber trying to grab as much money as they can before they become Audi in 2026. Obviously, they've changed their name. I think it is. What was it? Like some stake kick F1 team Sauber. I actually can't find it now. This has really pissed me off. I'm trying to check on Twitter, as everyone still really knows what it's called. Oi oi oi. Let's have a gantry. Can we find it? Should have saved it really, yeah, that would have helped. But where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. Oh, I was going to talk about. Anyway, we can still talk about the topic of the ridiculous name that they have now. It's just become Aldi. Just become Aldi. Just watch someone blow up their own face with a firecracker. Twitter, everybody. Twitter. Or X. It's full of shit half the times. Now I'll scroll through. Oh, hang on. Ah, yes, here we go. It is the Stake F1 team Kick Sauber. That is their bloody name. I mean, what were they thinking? What were they thinking? What were they actually thinking? Like, I've been serious. I think I've got an invite. Oh yeah, there we go. Right. Spriggs, I feel like if I read it up accidentally now, I'll be crucified. Mate, you're going to be more than crucified. You'll be absolutely blasted. You'll be... I will send Graham. I will send out Graham over. And have him bore you to death with facts about Everton. I don't know if he actually does something like that. I'm just making shit up at this point. I'm trying to fill in time here. just put your fucking controllers down. Don't touch. As soon as you press the ready up button, don't touch it. You wait till you load up and then Like, grab some tape, tape over, tape a big no sign on the A button or whatever relevant button thing, and just don't, don't touch it. I'm gonna say, if this happens again, I will blow up. I will be enthralled with the immense amount of rage. We're 41 minutes of the stream, and we've still not seen any pissing racing action. At this rate, I'm gonna have to skip on doing interviews because I do have shit to do. This is the time of Christmas parties, and one has a bed that is looking very comfortable right now. This is definitely not freezing cold in here. Right, so the Serpent isn't going to be here then. He's having internet issues that keeps dropping out. I was saying this, if someone readies up, I will murder. I will bad when someone readies up. Oh no, please don't. Oh, please don't, please don't. Please don't, I'll be bad. That'll be very bad. Only the admins are allowed to ready up. Please, for the love of all that's unholy, don't ready up. Tell you what, I'm so glad as a spectator I don't have the option to ready up. Ay ay ay. You should be terrified of pressing A. Spriggs, you should be. So we now go at 10 to the hour. And again, don't forget your setups. And for God's sake, don't you dare press the A button. In fact, you know what? A button is banned. A button is now banned. If any of y'all hit the A button, then you're dead. You're dead. You're just dead. Hey, hey, hey. Right. So yeah, setups try and keep them the same as the warring qualifying lots. And hopefully we'll be getting some sort of racing action all the way. Wow. So this is pretty part. For those that are this is the first time watching this, this isn't normally like this. No, oh my fucking god. Who hasn't... Oh, someone's put it on the wrong time of day! Who? Who did that? I don't care. We're racing. That's so funny. This is going to be a huge change. This is a huge change in conditions. This is really going to change of how people play. Oh my word, pardon me. Apologies. This drink is getting right to me. Oh, yeah. It has gone tits up, lads. It has gone absolute tits up. Hey, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah. So we wait for other formation at the beginning. No one's pressed the A button yet, thank fuck. I think we're going to have a race, lads. We're going to have a race. It's going to be at sunset, so the sun might be a bit blinding on the run towards turn 1. Going to apologise to the drivers for that one. And I apologise for the fact that I'm wondering Spriggs is I think we made Spriggs shit himself now with the sheer amount of threats made by every single admin here. every admin is gone. The caps lock has been deployed by a lot of people. Oh yeah. Right, we are almost there. Almost done. I think 3 times for it's a button. It's gonna be everyone's gonna be on there just staring at the controller, just watching as carefully as they can, watching what they're doing, so they don't hit the wrong button. It's it's absolutely mad. Oh yeah. Aye. 7 viewers, hello, welcome everyone. Feel free to pop down your race predictions. Stupid. I think my gif-in Discord sums everyone's button inputs perfectly. I think it does as well. It's very suited to the situation. Very suited. Everyone's writing like they just found a typewriter for the first time. Yeah, when I came across a typewriter for the first time where I work. You literally just like boop 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 boop. You don't know. It's like you forget how to actually work a keyboard, even though it's still just like a normal keyboard. That's exactly what it's like. And then there's just these footage of people using typewriters at like normal standard speed that you would for a normal keyboard, and you're like, well, how the hell do they do that? I think it was like a snippet of in the film Ford vs Ferrari, they're doing the 24-hour race, and you just see someone typing in a race update on like a typewriter, and it's just going so fast. It's like, holy sh! How do they do that? Anyway, we'll go on the formation lap. Finally. Let's have a look at the tyres then. Everyone's selected. We've got a mixture of softs and the mediums. Run through the starting order then, which has been updated several times. Both Williams, both of the people who pressed the A button, and they're both starting from the bottom of the grid. It is brilliant stuff for the likes of Robbo. He's gained 2 places point spread already, and he hasn't even started racing. That's amazing. So Axel lines up on pole position ahead of Phantom Dragon and Davies. The 3 of them are starting on medium compound tyres, and then you've got 2 soft runners of Spriggs and Meatball on starting P4 and P5 respectively. We've got Kamarov and Hilly, P6, P7 on the mediums. Spread's gone soft, so he's going for the aggressive start, try and get a few more positions on the start of this race, and then tuck right back and hold everyone up. I think that's a soft runner's plan, is get ahead and hold everyone up and waste their tyres. It's really what they're best going to be for. You know what, I was going to complain about it being sunset, but actually it looks quite nice. Looks very nice. Anyway, back with the rest of the grid. Bolt's 9th, medium tyres. Both of the Ferraris, Doubtlaw, KZA, starting on softs, and then we've got Robbo, London, Schmidty on mediums from P12, 13 and 14. Jesus 15th on soft, Fatal and Shrek 16th, 17th, both of them going for the medium tyres, and Curse at the back, starting on soft tyres. Probably changed that since he dropped to the back of the grid for being a pillock. Spread's going to have a day off of being abused this time. Anyway, last car on the grid has just filled up, so we are ready for the green man at the back We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. We can't quite see what type of starts everyone had. It looks like Phantom Dragon's got the better starts of the two. Alpha Romeo's ahead, and immediately he's going to be challenging towards turn 1 further back. Got Spriggs and Davies having a little bit of ding dong, but down the inside, we have Tarry's there for Meatball. He's had a great start on those soft compound tyres. Phantom Dragon leads ahead of Axel, then Meatball and P3. Just in the background, Davies having to fight off the likes of Karov as they're side by side going through turn 3 as they turn 2 even, as he quickly switch through to turn 3 now. Spread up one position ahead of Hilly. Curse has dropped a few places, he's had a bit of a moment on the exit turn 3, running now towards turn 4 and 5. Things calm down a little bit, but a little bit wide there for Spread. In the background, everyone going to be going quite single file through their next couple of sections. Out of place there on the faster left-right for, I believe that's Axel. He's under a lot of pressure from the AlphaTauri behind. He's had an absolute brilliant start to get up ahead of both Spriggs and Davies. And Davies losing up 2 positions at the start. That's not quite what he wanted, but nevertheless everyone has survived for now. So crossing then, Phantom Dragon leads, closely followed by Axel as they are on the run towards turn 2. Kamarov having to go a bit defensive from Spread. He's going to try the long way around the outside of turn 1. They're side by side. Kamarov was a lot later on the brakes and still fighting for that position. He's ahead going into turn 2 and maintains his position of P6 ahead of Spread there. And Hilly and Dartlord having a bit of a rumble. Dartlord separating both the Aston Martins for now on those soft compound tyres. They're still going to be fighting pretty strong compared to medium. Slightly wide though there for Spread through turn 4. Potentially could have been picking up a warning. Warnings and penalties will play a pretty key role, I believe. It is quite easy to do it on some of these corners, especially the one just before the start of sector 3. On board with Spriggs as we go through said corner. He's taking it quite easy through that. So all the soft runners really looking like they've had a pretty decent start. Bear Curse, who must have picked up damages, he's already made a pit stop and he's pitted for medium tyres. Meanwhile, almost having a chance to go around the outside of the final corner as Axel's looking all over out of place. Spriggs applying heavy pressure. Meatball sits the fastest up. He's up to P2. I missed out that move, didn't I? Bloody hell. Came out of nowhere, but down the inside then for Spriggs on Axel. Axel's just dribbling positions. So here we go. Curse didn't put his setup on. Whoopsies. That's not gone very well for Curse. I guess you could say he's been cursed. Anyway, that was a terrible joke and I apologise formally. So, like I said, soft runners going very strong at the moment, making positions left, right and centre. Those medium tyres are still taking a little bit of time to fire up, but obviously they will go that much longer as wide off the track goes Phantom Dragon. Be picking up a warning for that one, I would assume. I'm going to go on board with the AlphaTauri driver. He's just buying his time here. DRS is not activated. Yeah, sorry, the DRS will be activated. My apologies, I just forgot it's already up 3. That's how much attention I'm paying right now, isn't it? Keep forgetting that this is a very quick lap round this track. Fastest lap by Spriggs at 1:21.0 as Axel is now being passed by Davies. Axel very much struggling here for race pace. He showed brilliant qualifying pace, taking pole position, not really being challenged by anyone. And it's going pear-shaped. It's going absolutely pear-shaped. Meanwhile, Shrek has made a move into P14. KZ under pressure a little bit from Fatal behind, but Fatal going a little bit wide into turn 2 on the entry. It's sort of scuffed his wrong. Meanwhile, we got Spread closing in, just maintaining his close distance there to Kamarov ahead. as we've got trains from behind Davies as Davies tries to make his way out of Axel's DRS and trying to bring themselves into Sprig's DRS, who are DRSing off of Phantom Dragon, who leads this race. But AlphaTauri driver might have something to say about this one this time around. We stay on board as we head to sector 3, blinded by the low sun as it echoes its gaze across the track. That's some poetry shit right there. Look at that. That was very cringe, I can apologise. Oh dear. Anyway, enough of that cringe shit. We've got cars not making moves at the top, but Kamarov even getting close to the back of Axel now. Axel doesn't seem to... Is it potentially a straight line speed problem there? By the looks of things, is Kamarov nearly pushing him around some of these corners as well, so... has he also another person who may have forgot to put a setup on? Could it be? Could it be? Kamarov got really close to potentially making a move into turn 3, but didn't quite have the exit speed he would have liked. Robbo, the first driver to pick up a 3-second output. Understandably, he is seeing double. But he sits in P10 at the moment. Bolt's behind him, pushing him a little bit. And probably forcing him to a few mistakes as he's very close to the back of that Aston Martin. He's going to go board with Bolt's. See if he can get inside the top 10. Obviously, top 10 is the normal F1 point scoring system. As almost going into the back and a little bit of a back end shuffle as Jesus looks to try and get involved in this battle. But Robbo struggling out there at the moment. And could potentially lose a position here as immediately on the battery deployment for Bolts as he tucks into the slipstream. Robbo's going defensive already to the inside line of turn 1. He's going to force that McLaren to go the right long way around. He's trying to cut back in, but Robbo's quite clearly ahead in that braking zone. Then we make it to second DRS, a little explosion of it as they run towards turn 2. And again, not going to be able to make a move this time round. Meanwhile, we got Meatball almost alongside Phantom Dragon as they went towards turn 4 and 5. Breaking into the chicane, I really don't think we'll be seeing moves into the chicane unless you're significantly faster than the car ahead and have full 100% faith that you both get through there perfectly fine. It's really not a place you really want to make a move, as you're just going to lose time rather than gain it. Big back end wobble there for Phantom Dragon as he went through a fast corner of invalidation, I'm going to call it. I think that's a fairly suitable name, if I don't say so myself. Definitely getting flashbacks on that one. As both Alfa Romeos struggling a little bit for grip. And here we go, this is a chance now, immediately defensive to the inside, he's going to force him the long way round. They touch wheels a little bit, it's getting a bit close between these two. Meatball's currently sat ahead, only just. He's got another dosage of DRS to assist that move, and he is through into P1. They come round turn 2, and you can see Spriggs is trying to challenge around the outside. Has he got the up and over on him? Not quite. They're on the run towards turn 4 and 5 now. They are going to start backing off a bit. They're not quite alongside to do any serious moves like that. Sort of Alonso Hamilton style he did in 2021, I think. No, 2022 maybe. Yeah, it was 2022. How about? No, was it 20? No, it was 2021. No, ignore me. I was right the first time. Fuck you. These three battling hard. Meatball now takes the lead of the Grand Prix for now. Lap 7 out of 70. We've still got a long way to go. So about 10% of the race done. Definitely, not 10%. Well, I'm on my own about maths is not my strong point. Oh, whoopsie daisy. It was 10%, I was right. I just realised. Anyway, Phantom Dragon trying to take the position back. He's got the DRS. He's going to try go the long way around the outside. He's ghosted. He's ghosted. He's inside each other. That's how close they are. That's not very PG, actually. I'll have to blur that one out. Hopefully the kids watching, you don't want to see cars inside each other. Axel has got in... Axel's under pressure from Karov. He goes round the outside of turn 5. It's a pretty good move. Yeah, fair play, lad. You'll see that of them. Well, respect. Huge. Absolutely huge stuff. Sort of in a little bit of shot there. Spriggs got very close for a moment to the back of Phantom Dragon, who's slowly backing away from Meatball, who's pushing to break DRS, and if he does so, well, that's just going to be huge. It's a huge advantage for the Elf Turret, but he's made a mistake through the last corner and he's lost a lot of time. But Spriggs is very close to the back of Phantom Dragon, but Phantom Dragon with the DRS on the back of Meatball. Is he going to send it? Oh, he's gone out of this contact! Oh, they make contact and round goes Phantom Dragon and round goes Meatball as Phantom Dragon rejoins in P3. Davies now takes up to P2. It's kicking off even further at the back, I think. Meatball still hasn't been able to rejoin the track and he's had another moment, I believe. Oh, it's gone very wrong. I knew that might have happened. He was going very late on those brakes and he's just had a wiggle, losing the back end under braking, and he has hit. And dare I say, the stewards may or may not have a look at that one, depending on if a clip is sent in. Disaster for Meatball, who was looking very strong and could have potentially broken DRS in the next lap. But Spriggs takes the lead then, and Davies is mounting an attack here potentially. Is he going to go down the inside? No, he's going to hang back for now. And all of a sudden, the whole field of P1 to P8 has now, P9 even, has now closed right up as a mistake from Davies has allowed Phantom Dragon to go through. They're going to go side by side into the far corner. Davies is at the inside, having to take a much tighter approach as into the pits comes Spriggs. From the lead of the race, this promotes Phantom Dragon back through, but Davies is now going to fight this one as they go side by side on the road towards there. Both of them have got DRS. It's equal fight. Who's later on the brakes? Davies down the inside, around the outside. He's now going to have to try and get a better exit. And fighting this one again. Oh, this is going to get close as they're touching wheels through turn 2 there, and still going side by side through 3. Are they going to go side by side into turn 4? I think they just might. Here we go. This is neck and neck. This could end in tears. They're still holding on. Davies is false wide and now Cameron's having a look, but he's back down the inside through turn 5. This is absolutely amazing stuff. They're still going at it towards the chicane. Going forward with Cameron. Let's have a look at this. Oh, there's contact and there's another drive around. Davies has gone round this time, and now Cameron's going to take this one. Oh, it's trying right around the outside. Oh, don't hit any more drivers, please. Oh, it's all going to... everything gone off everywhere. Spreads up to P3. Robert's in P6. What's going on? I can't keep up. Oh, right. I think Phantom Dragon's completely pulling over at the moment. Let a few people by. Hilly's up to P4. Axel is in P2. After all this... Axel having a shocker for starting. He's now back in B2. Cameron now takes the lead of the race as Dark Lord, I think, no, he's gone into the pits. That's why. So has Phantom Dragon. Oh my word! It is. Oh my! Heartbreak for Davies and Meatball. They both come subject to pure violence as Phantom Dragon chooses absolute violence there. That's unbelievable scenes. I'm sure that was going to go wrong into the chicane. I told you, that chicane is not a good place to make moves, but they were side by side absolutely everywhere. The whole field is bunched up together and there's now gaps reformed. There's chaos in the form of the grid. But look at this, spread in P3, Robert with P5, he started goddamn 12. He's made huge positions there, into the pits for Dartlord and Phantom Dragon. Then they went on to soft compound tyres. Spriggs went on to the hard compound tyres. I'm sure that Davies is going to be a very angry Scouser after that one. as Hitley looks to try and potentially make a challenge onto Spread, as his soft tyres, I think he might be starting to go off a little bit. I tell you what, Spriggs might have made one of the best decisions there to pit, as who knows, he could have been the next victim. I'm not signalling out as it's bad job, it's just racing that's gone hard and a little bit wrong. I'm just bantering, don't worry about that, there's nothing serious. Anyway, it's Axel on Spread, Axel on Kamarov even, as they're fighting now for who gets the lead. Axel's now taken the lead. Axel, after an awful start, has now taken the lead of the Grand Prix, and we're only on lap 12 out of 70, and about 800 things has happened. Meanwhile, Healy almost pushing Spread around some of these corners as they make the runway up towards turn 4. We're going to see another move potentially happen into turn 5. We're not quite close enough. Robbo is also getting very much involved in that one as Fatal picks up another 3-second time penalty. We got yellow flags in the background. Schmidt's gone round in the Red Bull. Has he managed to keep it out the wall? I think he has. He's got an intact front wing there, but it's not going well for Schmidt there then. We can have a breather. A quick breather, a quick drink. Holy crap, my throat. Ah dear. Rightio. Continuing on with the action. The Spread has lost out on DRS. His tyres have definitely gone off a bit of a cliff. And potentially we could see him pit shortly, but here we go then. Healy's chance, he pulls that as the last minute as possible and gets ahead just before the braking zone, so Spread can't really do anything about that one. Not a lot of grip left. And Hilly is now up into P3, but now here we go then. The two highest placed drivers of Robbo and Spread are next to each other on track. Are we going to see curtains, or are we going to see dominance? Dark Lord sets the fastest lap of the race, 20.9, as Karov picks up a 3-second time penalty for good measure. I was going to say bad measure. Davies and Meatball having a battle as they've both been in the wars and almost going off the track through turn 4. As wide goes Meatball. Oh my god, don't do it. Are they going to go side by side into the chicane? Oh my god, they have, and off the track has to go Meatball. Oh wow. At least they didn't go spinning. At least they got spinning, and Meatball's having an absolute stinker in the next couple of corners, allowing the Ferrari of KZA to try and potentially have a look to make a move. Get very close, but has to back off a little bit as he picked up a bit too much dirty air under steer moment. Under fuel there, as the fuel warning light showing on the Ferrari. Oh dear, that could have been. Oh god, holy shit! There's a battle for the lead going on as Kamarov is down the inside on Axel. Axel's going to try to fight this round the long way round, but can't quite do it. No DRS assisting him. Doubled those for Kamarov to pull away a bit. Hilly having a look to try and mount attack on Axel as well, but just a little bit too far behind. The other one inside that top, two people inside that top 5, Spread and Hilly, without any penalties at the moment. Spread looking in the background as Robbo's got a bit of a gap to close. Sorry, I completely missed that crucial battle, haven't I? Looking at collisions between some other people as Spread has been passed by championship leader of Robbo from up to P4. He's having a great race so far. That's up, that hasn't just done any commentators. Curse Jesus up to P6 under pressure from Bots behind us, also under pressure from Shrek, who started from the back of the grid. And Curse is out in the pits. I think the lack of setup has rather damaged his race, and in the instant he's been that far back with no safety guards bring him in, and he's said, nah, I'm out. Spriggs is pitted already, is trying to have a look potentially down the inside of Schmidt in the turn 11. No, turn 12 even. And he's absolutely pushing him here. You can see how much quicker the fresh tyres are. We've got yellow flags at the top. I think it's just the car pulling off to the car pulling out of the way, which just probably helps counter the pressure. And all these guys getting very close again. Both the Aston Martins as well. Jesus has overtaken Spread, and Spread dropping a lot of position, but still staying out there on the soft tyres. Also, Jesus stayed out there on the soft tyres, but looks to have better tyre condition than Spread. He's definitely struggling a lot more for pace compared to others round as Bolts tries to have a look into the chicane, but now I've seen what happened there already. Schmidty gets past the Spriggs is struggling in this traffic, and this is costing him a lot of time, and really needs to try and get ahead as soon as possible, as each lap he's stuck behind, well, each corner even he's stuck behind Schmidty and Meatball ahead. He's just losing so much time as he picks up a penalty for good measure there, Schmidty, in holding up the Haas. Really needs to try and get through this traffic. Meanwhile, back up to the top of the field, as going around the final corner, Spread comes into the pits, finally to get off them soft tyres. He's lost that many positions, he's had enough. Tried to take them as long as possible and hasn't done too bad in doing so. Meanwhile, Hilly's going to try and go up the inside of Axel to turn one, not quite alongside enough, but has made himself aware, but had a good exit though, as Axel sort of struggled again, and Robbo as well having a look, getting interested in the background there. Not quite alongside enough though. Spriggs has finally got ahead of Schmidty and is trying to get past round the outside and almost getting in contact from behind. Tried the little switchback manoeuvre there for Spriggs. It hasn't worked out. He's lost off the track a little bit there by Meatball. Still was just ahead, and again stuck in traffic for another lap. It's costing him so much time. Time he could have had to make a bigger gap to the likes of Spread. He's just overtaken KZA. He's still on those old soft tyres. He's pitted for another set of soft tyres, so 2 stopping at the very least. Schmidty goes off track, allowing Phantom Dragon to go through. On board with Spriggs, is he going to try and make a send down the inside? He's looking, and not quite going to happen just yet. We're going to flip back to the top of these guys are all entering the start finish straight. Hilly on camera of this time. Hilly's got a lot of battery but not quite using it yet. He's gaining a lot though on this straight and not quite close enough to make a dive up the inside. Further back though, Jesus also having a look on the back of Robbo, who sits in P4 currently. Bolts and Shrek going side by side then on the run towards turn 2. Bolts with the inside line, Shrek going to a long way round the outside. He's not quite working out, but he's got the inside line for the next corner. Getting very close together there, but not quite making contact. Bolts is going to stay ahead of Shrek for now, but in doing so he's lost a lot of time to Jesus ahead. He needs to regain that time and make sure he doesn't lose DRS further back. Spriggs and Phantom Dragon both got past the AlphaTauri and is now being set free to try and close up to the rest of the field. Spread on the other hand, as Meatball gets very out of shape in the background there into the woods of the chicane and cuts the chicane. Schmidty as well, I think, having an issue. Right, so he's having a lot of issues and into the barriers. I don't know what's quite happened with Meatball there, but he's trying with a lot of anger. No front wing then, and we'll obviously have to come into the pits also for Kamarov and Jesus. Kamarov from the medium tyres, Jesus from the soft tyres. Jesus was close to Spread and off the track again. Oh no, don't you fucking dare be doing that shit. Well, I fucking hope you're not. No front wing, struggling out there, needs to try and get itself into the pits. Yep, here he comes. As is he going to miss it? I knew that was going to happen. It's hard to stay on board. I knew that was going to happen. It can track you out. And he's going to retire the pits as well. Anyway, lovely stuff. Anyway, we got Shrek and Bolts. P5, P4, Robbo's in P3, obviously yet to pit on the 17 lap. All mediums, that top 8 yet to pit, including Schmidty and KZA in the background there. Spriggs, the earliest person who's pitted, currently sat in P9, which is a net P1 at the moment when everyone else pits. But being stuck behind traffic has hurt him a lot, as look at this. Spread is within his train almost. That is huge, and Spread is going to be making some good moves here. We stay on board with the Haas driver as he's tucking right into the back of Dark Lord, getting a huge tail. Phantom Dragon could lose 2 positions. Dark Lord's down the inside. Spread's going to go down the inside whilst the door is left wide open. See if you can get a better exit. He hasn't been able to do so, as Phantom Dragon's going to try and fight that one back on Dark Lord, but couldn't quite do it. Spread is just going to have to sit this one out and just wait. He tried to utilise the Ferrari attacking the other driver as just a quick look ahead. London and Spriggs getting very close. Spriggs trying to go the long way around the outside the next corner, and that's just huge grip and a big back end loss for London to top the icing on the cake there, as London loses yet another position. He's all out of place through the chicane and almost going into the back of the Red Bull, and it's getting very close and messy here, and Spread's going to lose a lot of time in this bit of mayhemic battle. And a lovely little move there by Spread, and in behind it's Kamarov getting involved as well. London's just lost about 5 places in the space of a sector and a half. That is the power of new tyres compared to old tyres. Axel also comes into the pits. Hilly and Robbo are P1 and P2 for Aston Martin at the moment. Yet to pit though, along with Shrek, Bolts and Davies. 3 wide potentially going into turn 1. Kamarov is ahead of the lot of them. Spread getting a cutback manoeuvre. They're going to fight this one hard out towards turn 2. Spread's going to have to try the long way round the outside. Tries to find that extra grip in the Haas, but he hasn't quite got it because it's a Haas. But I tell you what though, he really did try to fight that one back, but Kamarov is just going to sneak that one ahead of the lot of them. Great action all across the field. This is amazing to watch. Phantom Dragon then picking up a 3-second time penalty. Those softs are dying out again. They get towards the 9 lap point. So the other guys that pitted, Fatal, Axel, Jesus, Kamarov, all went on to soft compound tyres. The leaders still out on track. Shrek looking to try and make the move on Robbo. These guys going extra long in the race. We've got Davies now under pressure from Spriggs behind, but Davies is going to come into the pits after all that. Big 19, sort of 20 lap stint for Davies. It was very big. The rest of them staying, the top 4 staying out, yet to be caught by Spriggs. So fair enough. Whilst these guys are having to fight hard through the rest of the field, you might as well. Spread utilising all of his batteries to try and catch up to Spriggs, sort of backfiring a little bit, so he just needs to try and tuck into DRS and save that battery, and which is quite hard around this track. Davies went to hard compound tyres, potentially going to the end of this race. Phantom Dragon, KZA are pitted, they're going on to mediums respectively. Both Red Bulls still out there on track. And action calming down a little bit then. Sun setting on the track. Looks very nice. Looks very autumnal, doesn't it? Very close to the back of Dark Lord there for Kamarov, as practically pushing the Ferrari around some of these cars. It was, again, like I say, the lap 10 point last time we saw where the softs sort of had their big drop off. I think we're seeing it again, but obviously not as big as it was before. Obviously they were at full tank of fuel at the start of this race. They've burned off a fair bit of it now. Down the inside for Kamarov. Dark Lord trying to fight this one around the outside, but hasn't got the grip to do so really. Although saying that, it's not quite over yet. He's going to have a look down the inside. Fair play to the lad, tried. That's not too bad. That will looking very racy in this race again. He always looks good, but gets cocked over because he's in a Ferrari. And touch wood, hopefully nothing happens bad, but I may have just done commentator's curse again. Top 4 still staying out. They are really stretching for a potential 1-stop? Or a 2-stop with softs. I'm bare confused, not gonna lie. Bare confused at the moment. On board then with Spriggs as he's got his camera up his chuff. Utilising those fresh stuff into the pits. Our championship leader Robbo. Bolts as well is also in the pits. And here comes Kamarov to make a move on Spriggs. Spriggs not really going to defend this one that hard, as he knows he's on the much faster compound of tyre and would ideally like him to pull him on. Meanwhile, Spread has passed Outlawed into turn 1 as well, and Jesus is looking to get involved as well. He's going to go right round the outside of turn 2 and does so quite lovely, almost before they break his I should say. Outlawed losing 2 positions, could potentially lose another one, as here comes Axel down the inside of turn 4. There's contact and round goes Outlawed and also Axel. Both of them are round at turn 4. They were just going a little bit too fast and a little bit too close for comfort there. It is a very risky manoeuvre. So you can pull it off sometimes, but it is very risky, and stuff like that is almost guaranteed to happen. The parted ways for Robert to get ahead. Outlawed managed to set off before Axel. So, when I said, he has a good race and then the Ferrari curse kind of happens. So, if you watch this one back, Outlawed, sorry. Just so sorry. It's happened again. I should really stop doing that. I'm kind of really just purposely triggering the commentator's curse at this point. Understandably, Outlawed's finally come back into the pits, as not only are the soft tyres dead, but they've now had a spin. Right, so moving on swiftly before I get murdered. Schmidt's all over the back of Davies. Sorry, Schmidt's been passed by Davies, I should say. Schmidt's still, both London and Schmidt, Fairfox, they're still out there on those medium tyres. They're absolutely huge things. I mean, they're just dropping time positions, but hey, why not try something different? You never know, there might be a safety car. You just never know. Both of the McLarens are looking very close together as they're stuck behind the Red Bull of London. Go on board with Fatal. See if he can potentially make a move on that Red Bull as he struggles to grip around some of those corners. He can really tell he's having to fight the car a lot more. And, well, yeah, that just confirms it's having a big wobble everywhere. He turns 10, turns 11, 12, 13. He's really struggling. And dare I say, he might peel off into the pits. Yep, there he goes. That's going to release Fatal with a dose of DRS as well for good measure, but he's going to be under pressure from bolts behind, going on board with the other McLaren as he sped into the pit lane for good measure, near me today. Schmidt is forced to stay out. Late to break it for Fatal, but he goes a little bit too deep through turn 1. They're still just about there and thereabouts. They're going to fight this one out down towards turn 2. In the meantime, Davies is going to have a look at this one and see what happens. There's a little bit of wheel banging, but nothing too major. They're going to go side by side through the next few corners. Oh, that's getting very close. Oh, here we go. We're going to go for turn 4. Oh, dear. Oh. Fatal has seen what happened there and just thought, oh, fuck no, I'm not tempted that one. But in doing so, has rather allowed the likes of Davies to get involved. Is he going to do another move into the chicane? No. No, he's not. Here we go. Jesus is getting quite close. Oh, both the leaders finally coming to the pits from there, by the way. Huge 24 lap stint, 25 lap stint even almost. Absolutely huge from them too. Fair play. Speedy as well, he's done a huge stint. Surely he's going to be beating this lap. There's no way he stays out another lap at this point. Those tyres must be very close to where puncture territory. I would like to know that. Hopefully they're in the podium too, because that would be a rather interesting question to ask. Camera then retakes the lead in this Grand Prix. We've got P2 for Spread, who's got Jesus right up his chuff. And just behind them, we've also got Spriggs out there on the hard tyres, done 16 laps on them so far, and looking still good with pace and grip, especially compared to those softs that may just be starting to hit a bit of a knife edge with grip now as they hit the 10 lap marker. I'm going to look at where Hilly came. Oh my god, Hilly came up in 6th ahead of Axel. Wow. What a stint. What an absolute stint. Oh, he's only 2.5 behind Robbo as well. For fair fox, how was he managed? That is, you know, round of applause. Round of applause. That's impressive. That was very impressive. Trek also went on medium tyres. As, oh, Jesus is going to pass Spread down the inside at turn 1. They get very close there. As Spread desperately trying to battle this one, but no DRS and pretty much no battery really either to fight that one back. Spread loses another position, drop down to P3, and might shortly see him drop out of the podium positions as well, as Springs is looking rather racy and zesty in the other half on those hard tyres. Meanwhile, Robbo has just got an 8.5 second gap to close upon Spriggs ahead. Schmidty comes into the pits doing a mega 26 lap stint as well, but comes out in 16th place. But don't worry, like I said, you get points at every position as long as you finish the race, and also as long as you're not in AI mode all the time. So, quick recap then. Meatball had a tangle with Phantom Dragon in turn 1, which sent him spinning round and lost a hell of a lot of positions, and then it sort of went from worse to even worse, and eventually ended up retiring in the pits. Curse also retired in the pits, don't quite know why, might be a whatever type of reason, I don't know. Also, who's been in the wars? Davies has been in wars. He had an issue with Phantom Dragon as well, as they went side by side into the chicane, both of them spinning round. Phantom Dragon down in P12 at the moment, Davies in P10, which allowed the likes of Spread, Gamrov and Jesus now to be inside the top 3. Spriggs as well, right in there. He's been on those hard tyres now for 18 laps. But crucially though, Robbo Championship leader has closed about a solid couple of second on lap really to Spriggs ahead, which is good pace. Spread struggling a bit now on those soft tyres. He's been on 2 laps longer than the likes of Cameron and Jesus, but also by looks things has the higher tyre wear of the rest of the drivers, but seems of how much he's struggling compared to the others, especially on his opening stint. We got Axel Fatal on quite old soft tyres as well, so we might see them coming into the pits fairly shortly. We're on lap 29 out of 70. Not quite halfway yet. We've been up for an hour and a half with a solid 2 restarts thanks to early A presses from Curse and Shrek, who was demoted to the back of the grid, but you know, Shrek's had a pretty good race. He's got himself back up to P7, and obviously also closing down on the leaders. Axel just almost dropping out of DRS from Shrek. Got Bolts and Davies closing up as well. all is a bit calm. All is a bit calm now. Have a look at Davies as he's very close to the back of Bolts. Davies has had very strong pace, but like I say, just a shame he got involved in the tangle into the chicane. Twice as well, he had another tangle with a meatball as they went side by side into the chicane. It's just not an overtaking corner, it just isn't. Like I say, the only way that works is if you have a significant pace advantage over the other car, and again you still have to put a lot of faith in the other car to make sure that this is room for the pair of them. Otherwise, like we have seen, it goes a bit sour. As I say this though, Phantom Dragon right up the back of Fatal. Fatal probably losing all grip in those soft compound tyres. They go towards turn 1. Fatal goes back down the inside. There's a lovely switch of play and momentarily manages to get back ahead, but Phantom Dragon with the extra grip on those medium tyres is going to see himself get launched back up to P11 and on the chase after Davies. Let's just hope they don't come across together at the chicane, otherwise we could have a curtains part 2. Bolt's still ahead of Davies and getting a lot closer to Axel. Axel's tyres have definitely fallen off a bit of a cliff. Spread in the meanwhile is somehow staying ahead of Spriggs, and 2.2 seconds is now the gap between Robbo and Spriggs, and Robbo also dragging Hilly along with him for good measure. He's on 3 lap, well, both Shrek and Hilly behind him are on 3 lap younger tyres, which is crucial. So that's confirmation then that Spriggs finally gets past Spread into turn 1. Spread trying to build up some of that battery, isn't going to be really bothered about that one, as he knows his tyres have just exploded at this point. To be fair, 15 laps, I'm surprised he's still going. Fair fucks. But championship rival Robbo is closing in. Hilly's also going to be buying his time. He's going to wait for the likes of Robbo to start getting held up by the 2 Hasses in the hopes that he can then make his attack. Whilst he's also happening, this is going to allow Shrek to gain on the likes of Hilly and Robbo. Now we go, they're all within DRS of each other. Jesus is closed right to Kamrov as well in the meantime. So it's all closing in as the stints have unravelled themselves before the next set of pit stops approach, which will be pretty shortly for I imagine some of the softer runners. As I was saying about Bolts and Davies getting close to Axel, both of them made the overtake on Axel. Axel's down to P10. Meanwhile, we've got Robbo immediately going to be making the attack on Spread down towards turn 1. He's going to try and potentially make the move onto Spriggs. A little bit of contact sets him a bit wayward on the exit turn 1. This is allowed Spread to potentially have another look down into turn 2, but he's having to go the long way round the outside. Is he going to try and pull this one off on those old softs? Oh, I tell you what, he's just about there and then done it. They're going to be fighting very hard. Hilly looking to get involved in this one. They're going towards turn 4 side by side. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's having to go as much off track as he can. Oh my word, Spread has held on to that position. He has utilised the DRS beautifully on the back of Spriggs to try and help him along there. And he's just managed to hold off Robbo, making that a little bit of contact on sliding the car through turn 1 has cost Robbo getting ahead of Spread at that time round. But all is not over. Spread now no DRS and in very much struggling soft compound tyres. But Shrek is now closed right up. He's going to be within DRS shortly as these guys are going very slow compared to the normal pace these guys are able to do. Spread now dives into the pits. His work is done. He wanted that to happen and it's worked out perfectly for him, hold him up that much longer now as to worry about. And there we go, hang on just a minute, we've got a battle for the lead. It's Jesus and Camera of Jesus with no penalties as well. This is going to be crucial. Down the inside, he managed to pull it off into one and break away through the second DRS and into the lead of the race. This isn't for the first time he managed to win the race last time out in Qatar, and he's having another great race out there. His race pace is just, it varies from track to track with Jesus, and this must be another one of his strong tracks. In the land of Hungary, he takes P1 from Kamarov. Can Kamarov respond to that one at all? As Spriggs now looks to be the next Haas under pressure from both the Aston Martins and now Shrek as well. Spread, who came into the pits, came up P13. He's on medium compound tyres. Interesting. Will he be able to go to the end, or will he make another pit stop in this race? We'll find out. Amazingly, we've somehow not had a safety car. Well, that's absolute scenes. Right, what can Spriggs do in defence? He has got a lot more ERS. He's using all that battery in defence of Robbo, but Robbo is still coming at him at a rate of knots. He's got the inside line into turn 1 and way ahead in the braking zone for good measure. Has to slot behind and now could be at risk from Hilly. Hilly having a look down the inside but couldn't quite get close enough to make a move into turn 2 and has to sit behind another couple of corners. This time Shrek is now getting very much involved in this little hustle for the podium places. Robo inside in P3 looking to potentially extend his lead on Spread this race, even though this could have been a great chance for Spread to potentially overtake Robo the way it was looking in qualifying. But out of nowhere, the race pace is absolutely incredible from Robo. The tyre wear is affecting Spread a lot more. It has to be said, he is getting affected by tyre wear a lot more. Spriggs going defensive on the inside for turn 12. And just trying to hold off that Aston Martin. This is allowing Robbo to pull a fairly big gap now. Nearly 2 seconds as they went past the final corner, and immediately he's going to be overtaken by the likes of Hilly, and I think he's going to be overtaken by the likes of Shrek as well. Shrek coming at him at a rate of knots. Through goes Hilly, through goes Shrek. As they go into turn 1, Shrek wasn't able to get close enough to the back of Hilly. He's now released to try and close that gap back down to Robbo and utilise those slightly fresher tyres. In the meantime, Spread has gotten ahead of Fatal on the start-finish straight. Fatal having a look there, see if he can make a move back, but old soft versus brand new mediums, so again a given situation. Axel pitted and he's come in for some medium tyres. And at the moment, Spread, stop using your bloody ERS, you've got none to bloody use, mate. He's set in purple sectors and he's on the charge to get right back up to the back of Robbo on this stint. Spriggs has been on those hard tyres for 25 laps. We've seen the medium tyres do 25 laps quite comfortably. For the likes of Robbo, London, Schmidty, Shrek, Hilly, not quite Robbo, but yeah, you know what I mean. And into the pits, both our race leaders, Jesus and Kamarov, which means Robbo now inherits the lead of this race. Hilly into P2, Shrek into P3. Let's have a look at where Spread is on track. As also into the pits comes Spriggs. Jesus goes on medium tyres, Kamarov goes on soft tyres. Fastest lap by Spread, it's a 1:19.7. Is he going to get ahead of the two leaders? No, but he gets very close to the back of them. But they are on now 3 laps fresher tyres. So, interestingly, Kamarov opted for the soft tyres. He'll have to pit again because, I mean, fair play, Fatal out there, he's on 17 lap on softs. They are going, but they lose a lot of pace, and immediately Jesus is going to get passed by Kamarov, as he utilises those soft tyres, and this is the best time to use them. He's just absolutely blitzed the track, so we should be seeing some blistering lap times there from the AlphaTauri, hopefully. The overhead camera doing absolutely lovely shots there. Cinematic stuff. Listen to it. And that's the end of that. Spread is immediately on the back of Jesus. Spriggs onto another set of hard tyres, and that is definitely going to the end of the race. Just keeping an eye out as we have got a little bit of a hustle and tussle between Bolts and Davies, but meanwhile that Ward has been passed by Kamarov on the inside. Spread and Jesus making no changes just yet. Axel with the fastest lap then, it's a 19.4. Bolts getting very close to Davies through turn 5 there, but not quite good enough to make a move just yet. Davies looking to be a little bit more struggled on those hards compared to Bolts. Bolts doing quite well this race as well, I have to admit. Silently sat up there. Sort of just been biding his own time, really. He's just been sticking to the back of Davies, and now he's got the chance to make the attack. Jesus is going to try it down the inside in turn 12. Couldn't quite get there and get alongside enough to make that stick. In doing so, it's allowed Spread to close up and have a little bit of a cheeky gander into that one. We're going to go on board with the Haas driver. He's got a pretty good spectated view on this battle. Meanwhile, Bolts is going to get ahead of Davies. We've got a Red Bull round. I'll leave that Schmitty in the background. Super defensive mode for Dark Lord as he's going to try and fight this one out into turn 1. Meanwhile, what can Spread do? Look in the background. Dark Lord has somehow stayed ahead through turn 1 as they make big contact through turn 2. Spreads up the inside as Dark Lord as well. Dark Lord losing out 2 positions there through turn 2 as he almost managed to keep on held of both of them, but couldn't quite do it. Big wheel banging all the way through. You'll love to see it. It's like touring car racing. You know, rubbing is racing. You know, rubber is racing. Not really. It's a little bit naughty in F1 terms, but it's hard. It's bountiful. It's hard. You love to see it. You love to see it in reality. Robbo then has got Hilly and Shrek sucking his DRS, and immediately he's going to go super defensive on Hilly. Hilly's got a chance. He's going to go down the inside into turn 1 to try and take the lead off Robbo. He has been able to do it just about. We're going to have a look there. We see them all come around. This time Shrek's now on the attack. He's going to go down the inside at turn 2. Is he going to get the position done? Let's have a look then as they go around the corner. He has got the position done. Robbo's lost 2 positions in 2 corners, and he's dropped down to P3. And meanwhile, we got Jesus ahead of Phantom Dragon through turn 2. Kamarov is right on the back of that battle that Davies is having with Bolts. Let's close that gap up very quick there into the pits for Fatal and Dark Lord. Fatal's gone on soft tyres, Dark Lord onto mediums. Mediums will definitely go to the end now. The softs could potentially stretch to the end as well. We've seen Fatal do 18 laps, I believe, on them softs. Dare I say he'll be able to do it again. A lot less fuel. We are on lap 39 out of 70 as Spread is past Phantom Dragon. Don't know what corner it may have made that move, but he's made that move. Also, Kamarov is ahead of Davies, and well, I believe he might fly past the McLaren very shortly. Here we go on board with Kamarov, nearly pushing him round the final corner. He's going to go that much slower than he would have liked to. And there he goes. Up into P4. He's now got a 9.5 second gap to Robbo ahead. He needs to close this gap very quick. He needs to be pumping out qualifying type of pace at this stage, as it's a big ask to go to the end. He'll lose a lot of pace at the end of this race if he stays up. Definitely losing a lot of pace. Right then. Where's Spread? Spread's struggling a little bit more again. Again, he's at the point where he's burnt out his battery, so he's not got that really helping him out for straight line speed, and as I've said all the way through, his tyre wear is definitely the worst of some of these drivers. So yeah, Robbo's got a really good chance to extend his lead at the top of the table, but Hilly is the one now who's making a big challenging fight at the front. Robbo's dropped a nearly 2-second gap to Shrek. Shrek and Hilly are now the ones fighting as they go towards turn 2. It's going to be down the inside for Shrek on Hilly. Hasn't quite managed to make that move stick though. Hilly doing a pretty decent job defensively. Shrek underfueling. Has got a bit of fuel saving to do at some point. This is lap 41 out of 70. Still got a fairly long way to go. Oh my god, we've still got a fairly long way to go. Holy shit. I thought it was up to lap 60 for a moment. I was thinking, oh, 20 laps. Oh no, it's still another 29 laps. Oh dear lord, this is a lot longer than I thought. Yeah, I say at this point now, the second half of this race, this is the point where might see a few driver errors creep in as drivers after driving and having to concentrate heavy through the corners as it's just, you know, corner after corner after corner after corner around this circuit. The only time you get a breather is on that start finish straight, and even then it's not very long. Here we go then. Jesus on the back of Bolts, Jesus on the fresher tyres, and ooh, a little bit of a last minute manoeuvre there from Bolts. Nearly worked out for Bolts there on the defensive part. But much fresher grip. Much better grip from Jesus. He's now back up to P5. And has got a long way to go if he wants to catch Kamarov. 4.7 seconds is the gap between them two now. Kamarov on them soft tyres, utilising them very well as Davies picks up a 3-second time penalty for extending track limits. That Spread, I thought for a moment, was going to go down his inside through the chicane. Ooh, well, that could have been spicy. We stay on board with Spread as he needs to get by this Merc pretty quick. Especially if he doesn't want to lose out on DRS opportunities. Spriggs in the meantime slowly closing that gap on those hard tyres. As Davies is now going to pull into the pits. As a bit of a back end wobble for Spread. Is he going to be able to get past Bolts here though? Has he been able to get close enough? He's using some of the battery, using DRS, he's gaining quite a lot, but not quite going to be close enough to make a move to turn 1. Let's see if he can do anything into turn 2 then, as he's right up the back of that McLaren, and look at that, utilising that grip on the fresher tyres. He's going to go down the inside here, and takes P6 away from Bolts, and will begin to make his charge towards the top 3 who are yet to pit. Gap between Kamarov and Robbo sat at 3.2 seconds. Hilly has lost DRS to likes of Shrek, who's leading the race for now. Robbo's also got 2.5 seconds to Hilly ahead. Davies comes out in P12 just behind KZA. Going to go on board with him, see if he's going to be making a move anytime. KZA on 22 lap all mediums. He's definitely going to be a bit of a slow poke around the corners. And on corner exits, Dark Lord goes ahead of London, just behind this bit of action. Davies does look on the inside, but not quite close enough as they almost make contact there. Turn 11 gets that close to the break, and he's going to go around the outside of turn 12. Not a move you see very often, I have to admit. Fair play. And Dartwell's going to go down the inside to turn 13 potentially here. No, he's going to get the better exit though through turn 13, as he's now through and ahead of KZA. But in doing so has now lost DRS, and with the DRS KZA has a chance to retake that position and go on board with the other Ferrari driver. He's gaining pretty quick on the t'other Ferrari, but quite quick enough. Well, for 1 second I thought he might have had a chance there, but not quite worked out, and he's now down in P13 and could be under pressure from the likes of London in the Rebel. The entire city of London driving on our track. It's amazing how big that Red Bull is. It's fitting London in there. Here we go then. Spriggs down the inside on Bolts. Not quite worked out, but better grip on the exit with those fresher tyres, and he is through to P7. And Bolts is going to stay out and grab a dose of some DRS on that start finish straight. Let's see, let's have a look then. Kamarov is quickly approaching a Robert will go on board as they go through turn 2. Listen to the sound of that engine as he's really heavily concentrated now out there. Have to focus in, try and make sure he doesn't get any more penalties. Got to remember, these penalties are going to play a bit of a crucial one, as they've got quite a few people out there that still haven't got any, which is very good for them. Fair play. Done well over half distance and without a penalty, so good job to those guys. Those guys are Dark Lord, Spriggs, Spread, Jesus, Hilly and Shrek. Don't know if KZA has any, we'll see if it comes up to... Oh, KZA doesn't have any as well, fair play to them lot. Meantime, those ones that have got penalties, watch out and pray that there isn't a last minute safety car. Well, I tell you what, if there's a last minute safety car, those with penalties are going to suffer. As into the pits, Robbo is. We'll have a look at this one then. Going into a neutral gear, make sure he's well under the speed limit of 50 mph. And he's passed by Jesus and Spread, I believe. Yep. Not the quickest of stops there, but he goes on to the hard compound tyres. Those will easily take him to the end of this race. And he's going to come out behind both the Alfa Romeos in P10. Phantom Dragon on 25 lap all mediums, Axel's on 11 lap all mediums. So you may not have to worry too much about Phantom Dragon, but he needs to not waste any time with this traffic, and he needs to just absolutely fly right past it. We're going to keep a track on his progress at the moment, as he's going to be one making a few moves fairly shortly, as we've got a little bit of field spread, but it's not really, it's not exactly bad field spread, you know. I was saying overtakes are difficult around here, but not gonna lie, we've had quite a lot of overtakes. Drivers like that proving me very wrong indeed. In the real F1 though, you don't see many overtakes, apart from on the DRS straights. Nevertheless, I'm here for it, and it's absolutely great racing so far. We see the likes of Robbo getting very close. He's going to wait for the DRS on this one to make the move. Doing so though, it's going to cost him a little bit of time, but he's through and up to P9. Meanwhile, Davies with the fastest lap of 1:19.2. He's down there in P11. He's also closing in on this little battle. He's done 4 laps on those medium compound tyres for now. KZA, in the meantime, actually pitted earlier, and he went onto medium tyres. Hilly's now closed that gap back to Shrek and is within DRS again. I'm not gonna lie, I can't really call who's going to be on the podium here because the difference that we see in strategies is absolutely huge here. You know, we've got what we've had. You know, we've got Robbo, Hilly, and Shrek and Co that are going to pit fairly short. Well, Robbo's already pitted, and he's going to go to the end. Shrek and Hilly are yet to pit. Don't know what tyres they're going to go on. Spriggs comes into the pits from 11 lap old hards. Interesting. Right. What tyres he could go on? Huh. Bolts, by the way, has been passed by Axel. And Spriggs goes on mediums to the end then. He wants that quicker tyre. Is that potentially in reaction to Robbo being on the hards? Ooh. Could be. It could be. Oh, meanwhile, Fatal on London. They're in a tussle for P13 and P14. Fatal goes ahead of the Red Bull, who can do with pitting quite soon. So Spriggs comes out in 12th, he's behind Dark Lord in the Ferrari. And we're going to jump over to the top three as all these guys are now pretty close on track. Just having a look, trying to estimate the rough gap between Robbo and Spread whilst this battle is happening. Hang on, we're just going to cut that out as Healy looked to potentially make a move. Is he going to do one into turn 2? I imagine not quite. He's not quite close enough. So we'll just keep an eye on this one as Kamarov is still looking fairly quick out there on those soft tyres. Davies with another fastest lap. It's a 19.0. Robbo gets ahead of Bolts and he is out of the race and we've got a safety car. What has happened to Dark Lord? I believe he's had... Where's he crashed? Where did he crash? He must have been in the final sector. Oh. I've really cursed him, haven't I? I've really put the commentator's curse on that Ferrari. Oh, this is... Yeah, it's going to be a bit awkward if he's watching this one, isn't it? Really? Right then. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. This has completely thrown the race into total pandemonium. A huge favour for Shrek and Hill, who haven't pitted. Robbo's going to be a bit of a big loser on this one. I think everyone's going to go into the pits. They're going to go soft tyres, surely. Fatal's in for softs, those London and Schmitty, they're all pitting soft tyres. Oh my, this could be... I was saying, if there's a last minute safety car, it's going to be curtains of those with penalties. So, Hilly's gone for softs, Shrek's on softs, Kamarov's going to have to opt for mediums. I think he doesn't have any more fresh set of softs left. Jesus is on to mediums as well. What's Spread going to go on to? What's he going on to? Let's have a look. I can't quite tell, he's gone softs. Ooh, Spread's juicy on softs, Robbo's pitting, he's got some soft tyres. This is the... Oh, Axel's gone hard. Davies stayed out in the meantime. He's going to throw a bit of a spanner in the works and he's going to be a huge defensive barrier for top 3 there. Bolts, softs, Phantom Dragon goes on soft, Spriggs has gone for medium tyres. Spriggs pitted early and that's backfired as well. Oh, that's terrible for Spriggs. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn because this safety car has just made this race even more exciting than it already is. If anyone can tell me what happened to... I'm going to quickly check the Discord chat as well. So anyone can tell me what happened to Dark Ward, because I just completely didn't see where he's cars. So the reason why Kurse retired then is his tyres were just completely blown up and it was an undrivable car. That's what happens when you forget to load a setup. So, Shrek leads the race from Hilly in P2. We've got Kamarov in P3. Davies stayed out on the 7-lap old mediums. He's in P4. Then we have got Jesus in P5, Spread in P6, Axel in P7, separating the top two in the drivers' standings, separated by 14 points at the moment. That's Robbo ahead of Spread. Bolts is in P9, Phantom Dragon in P10, Spriggs is 11th, KZA is 12th, 13th for Fatal, London's 14th, and Schmidt is 15th. Hilly's 3rd in the championship, sat in P2. This could be a good race for Hilly as well. With no penalties as well, we've got Kamarov and Davies with pens. Robbo's also got a pen, so that could be crucial. Spread's tyre wear is going to be crucial. Wow. This race has just exploded with excitement again. We're 2 hours into the stream. Thank you all for watching, who have stayed around. And so, safety car conditions, there's no overtaking. All the cars have to remain within 10 car lengths of each other, unless obviously you're catching up from the back of the pack. And if the safety car comes in, the leader will determine the pace and determine when the restart will happen, as long as the safety car is pulled into the pits. Phantom Dragon has a little bit of a touch from Bolts and he picked up a 5-second penalty. Don't worry though, if that's just a little bit of an accidental touch, stuff like that can be removed if you clip it. Safety car in this lap is in this lap. That's a very, very late call. So Shrek will now determine the pace. No overtaking until you've crossed the start-finish line then. And we are green again for the Hungaroring. And it is across we go then towards turn 1. Hilly has had a great restart. He's not been caught out at all. Shrek almost at the pressure, Kamarov as well, and the pressure from Davies behind, and further back Axel's going to be overtaking Robbo. Robbo overtaking Axel in towards turn 2. They go side by side, and ahead through goes Robbo. Jesus been passed by Spread. Spread's immediately underway on a mission. The hard tyres, this is so tiring. That's a given call and receive moment there. Davies is not exactly slow immediately off the back of this restart, but he's got Spread all over his ass and into the chicane. I thought he was going to have a look there for a moment. I thought I was about to see tears stream down Spread's face if that went wrong. Holy shit. He thought about that one. He very much did. Think about that one. Speedy picks up a 3-second time penalty, going a little bit wide off of one of the corners there. Don't know which one because I didn't quite see where he was on the track map. Hilly is in the lead. I've completely missed that one. Holy shit. Shrek has had a bit of a absolute mare on this restart, and he's immediately going to be out of DRS here, as he's having to use all of his battery to try and take it. He's still in the red zone for the fuel, even after his safety car as Spread makes their move down the inside of Davies into turn 1. Meanwhile, we've got Spriggs in the wars in the background. There's a McLaren gone off. It's Fatal. Fatal's off at turn 1. Wonder what's happened there. Spriggs also looks like he may have been involved in it. He's down in 14th at the moment. Quickly flicking up to our championship leader, who isn't really making the progress he would like to, especially considering the progress that Spread is currently making. Shrek dropping out of DRS is going to be in a lot of trouble here if he doesn't pick up that pace. Or is he having to lift and coast quite considerably maybe he's underfueled just a little bit too much, and I think fuel burns quite hard at this track as well, for good measure. No, shows they bad measure again. Right then, Healy's got a pretty good lead, 1.1 seconds. This is for completing lap 2. DRS isn't quite active yet, but when we cross this line, I believe we will have some DRS assistance available if you're within 1 second of the car ahead. Fastest lap for Hilly, it's a 1:18.4 as he leads out front across the line. DRS enabled by race control. As Jesus is getting quite close to the back of Davies. Davies still holding on to P5 further back. We've got Spriggs going into the pits. He must have had damage from some sort of contact. His race has really unfolded quite drastically in a bad way. KZA though goes up to P11, and London under pressure from the fellow Red Bull driver Schmidty. Whilst that's happening, up Boltz's getting in a Alpha Romeo sandwich. Soon to be a steak sandwich. Oh, that's made me rather hungry, I say, not gonna lie. There, we are at Hungary though. Oh, that's... Oh, I'm cringing myself at that one. Jesus fuck, Jesus Christ, don't do that. That was terrible. And off track for Boltz, almost goes into the wall. He was committed to holding some speed through there. Robbo almost going into the back of Jesus there in the background. You see the sun blinding them as they go towards turn 12, 13 and 14. Hilly still out of DRS for now. Fatal's had another moment, and we've got a virtual safety car, I believe. We've got some debris on track from Fatal. Yep, he's got no front wing there, you can see. Yeah, so he's had a spin and gone into the wall, and whoa, almost going out of the race. And just got to bring it nice and slowly into the pits. Remember, don't retire, you can still get points by finishing the race. So virtual safety car is good news for the likes of Davies, as he does retire in the pits. Shame, you get good points still. Points is a point. Anyway, Axel, it's not doing too bad on the hards, but a virtual safety car is going to cost him a bit of crucial temperature here. Still the virtual, I see no indication of when this will go, I just have to guess. I just have to wait until the track goes green, as I say. Is anyone going to get caught out by corners around here? No, everyone looks like they managed to go through. And we are green flag racing once again here at Hungary. It is a very close battle as we just look behind Jesus here. In fact, actually, no, we look behind Davies here, who's just got to pull out and just look behind him. And oh my god, yeah, look at that. It is rather terrifying as down the inside for Jesus into turn 1. It's from a long way back, but has he got the wow, Davies has just absolutely flown back on the cutback, but he's now going to try it into turn 2. Ooh, there's a little bit of contact, that's a big wobble and backs out of that move. And Davies somehow still holding on to P5. In the meantime, Schmidty gets ahead of KZA for P10. And Kamarov has been passed. Oh, they're going side by side at the chicane. Kamarov has to skip over the curbs a bit there. I'm sure he'll have a few unpleasant things to say to Spread, as they're in the same race party. Spread up to P3. This is crucial. This could be a turning point, but we have only got six more races to go after this when going into the new year. Hilly leading up there, still around 1.1, 1.2 seconds the gap between them and Shrek. Shrek's setting the fastest lap. He's now responding a bit now to Hilly's pace at the start of the restart, I should say. Phantom Dragon picking up another 3-second time penalty. Camera hasn't exactly been dropped just yet, but like I say, soft tires versus medium tires is definitely a huge difference, but will those come back to him at the end? Meanwhile, Davies is going to leak a couple of positions here. Robbo goes past around the outside into turn 2. Axel just having to hold back for now. Davies, though, is not giving this one up. He's going to try and fight this one back. We head towards now turn 4, but I think he's just going to have to concede that position for now. Robbo in P6, but with penalties. Jesus in P5, no penalties. This is going to get pretty close. Nip and tuck. That 57 out of 70. We have got about 15 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Phantom Dragon has pitted in this race. He's now 14th, but he's with fresher, soft tyres. They may not exactly be fresh because these might be qualifying tyres. It doesn't exactly say on this game, unfortunately, because it's a bit stupid. Take some lovely gulps there. Bit of ASMR for you once. You'd love to see it. Here we go. Kamarov is going to take this position back off spread. As it takes a lot of speed, but late on the brakes by the Haas. He's going to try and hold it round the outside of turn 1. Gets a bit of a wobble, but so does Kamarov. And that allowed spreads to keep P3 as Schmidt is making progress. He's now up into P9. He's on the back of the Davies train. Spriggs goes quickest with a 17.9, but is immediately beaten by Phantom Dragon, who goes even quicker with a 17.8. Kamarov not quite giving this one up. He's also trying to pull out a gap on Jesus, considering he has that penalty he got towards the start of this race. That's how long ago that was. But still very close to the back of Schmitty, but Schmitty not having a bad race out there. Meanwhile, KZA behind them hasn't got a penalty and could get a few positions here if the grid stays this close. Obviously, quite a fair way to go yet. Kamarov is trying it again down the inside at turn 1. This time has a much better run, but again, what is with the OP traction round the outside at turn 1? It's unbelievable scenes, but he's not quite got the move done just yet. You're having to fight this one into turn 2, and spread is just going to be ahead. Oh god, no, we're going to be going side by side through turn 4. Holy crap, here we go. Oh my word, they're still going. Oh my god, they're still going at it. I think we all know what happened last time. Here we go. We're going to go into the chicane. Oh no, Cameron's backed out of that one. He chose life, but in doing so, this has brought Jesus right within the mix, and close behind him is a certain Robbo. Ooh, hold on to the edge of your seats, people. This is getting very hectic. Meanwhile, out front, Hilly has nearly a 3-second gap over Shrek. That could be crucial just in case he picks up a 3-second time penalty. Spread is also another 3 seconds behind Shrek, and is about to have a sea of drivers up his arse. And he's not got any battery left to defend this. Oh dear lord. Spread is Spread, not gonna lie, mate, you need to learn to save some of that battery. You've absolutely spunked it all too early. And speaking of too early, Axel is round and got no front wing and a safety car. And he's beached. He's had to reset track. Sorry, you beached, you'll have to do that. Right. Oh, are we going to see people pit? Yeah, surely people are going to pit. Surely people are going to pit now. Oh, it's getting... Ooh. Oh, this is so close in terms of championship point of view type of battle. We got Hilly lead. Hilly had such a huge lead. He's going to be fuming. What is he going to do? Is he going to pit? Surely he has to. Surely he has to. Everyone else behind will pit, and the fresh tyres will be huge. This is going to save Davies a bit as well if everyone pits. If not, it's to save Davies losing a huge chunk of time because he will have to pit. Those mediums are dead. Into the pits. Here he goes. Oh! I don't think they... Actually, wait, what am I on about? We've had lobby restarts. They have loads of tyres. Right, hello Clem, you just got back. How was your... What was it? Ice hockey, was it? What's happened? Right, I can give you a rundown. Right, so, for this safety... Oh. I'll tell you what just happened. Spreads bottled it. Spreads bottled it, that's what's happened. He stayed out. Oh! My... word. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dimitri Bottleberg. Well, he has to pit now. He has to pit now because he's got front wing damage. And a 5-second time penalty. And he's now going to be last. From what could have been a chance for him to take P1 in the Constructors at the end of this race, he's now going to lose points. Oh, Clem, don't you worry, there's going to be a lot of fumes in that party, I can tell you that now. Right, anyway, quick rundown for you then. At the start of this race, we had all mayhem break out between the Phantom Dragon and numerous other drivers. It was late on the brakes at turn 1 that caused a collision between him and Meatball. Meatball spun round and got stuck behind traffic, having to try and rejoin safely, and then his race went from bad to worse and then ended up retiring in the pits. Curse retired in the pits, forgot to put a setup on, and had way too hot tyres and not having a fun time. Dat Lord in the other chance, as Spreads now got no front wing, Dat Lord the other chance, crashed out the race, causing the first safety car we had 10 laps ago. Fatal had an incident and lost all of his front wing and retired in the pits. And 75 seconds is Spread. Both Hasses are in the pits. Oh, Haas are in the mud. There was also contact between Davies and Phantom Dragon into the chicane. Both of them trying to go side by side through there. Wasn't quite going to work out. It's been hectic. You're definitely going to have to watch this one back, mate. Not gonna lie, you're going to have to watch this one back. There's been absolutely unbelievable action. And we're about to have, I think, probably the most intense sprints here for the last few laps. And we're about to also see red mist descend in Spread's eyes. For some of the insiders, I think you all know what that means. Of course you would, because you would put yourself in the murk. I wouldn't put you in a murk, I would put you in an Alpine. Right then, safety cars are going to be in this lap. It's not as late of a call like last time. This time, Kamarov, who has stayed out on those medium compound tyres. Let's just let's have a look at how terrifying this is. Oh my dear lord, I fill my trousers up with a lot of turd. He has got a sea of cars that are on fresh tyres. Although, not for Phantom Dragon in this case, I think he's used up all his tyres. Right, here we go, he's now done the race restart. It's not a bad one, but Hilly's responded fairly well. And, oh my lord, look at them all. Oh, here we go, he's going to try immediately down into turn 1, almost getting cut off and having to take avoiding action. Meanwhile, we've got absolute carnage happening in the background. There's cars literally moving up and down everywhere. Spread somehow up to P11. Has there been a potential dive bomb there? I don't even know. There were just cars going everywhere. We've got one person going quite wide. I think that's Axel behind. As Phantom Dragon's going to be in a bit of a slower stage with those older soft tyres compared to everyone else. The camera is still going to be leading as KZA and Phantom Dragon go side by side. Actually, off the track goes Phantom Dragon there, off of turn 5. Spreads now up to P10, having some fights down into the chicane, going on board with Spriggs, having a look at the battles just up ahead. Switching on board, he gets a huge switchback manoeuvre on Axel as he goes wide through turn 7 there, up into turn 9 even. On our way now to turn 11, Spriggs also looking to potentially make the move on Axel, but quite close enough in the background there. Switching up ahead of the field, we've got Robbo, championship leader, currently sat in P5, but with penalties. It is not a lot of laps to even potentially get gaps here. Here we go then. Davies is looking now very racy, having to, great pace this race, and now he's got a second chance really at a win. Oh, quick, hang on. We got a challenge for the lead. Hilly gone down the inside on Kamarov. Kamarov's lost the lead. Could potentially under pressure from straight behind. Looking at that, Jesus is making a move down the inside on Robbo. Snipes for P4. They're side by side through turn 2. Here we go. He's got ahead, but going side by side still through turn 3. Wide goes the Alpine on the with the Aston Martin, battling out through turn 4. He's going to try it right around the outside. He's somehow still there. Now got the inside line through turn 5. It's very close. We've got yellow flags behind. I think one of the Rebels has had a moment, and Robbo has. Oh my! Robbo somehow hold on to that position. He's under a lot of pressure from behind. Davies now trying to get involved in this little battle as continuing on. Kamarov has lost out big time. Hilly's now pulling out straight away. He's not messing about, not wasting any time. Shrek potentially could have a look down to turn 12, but wasn't quite alongside enough. Pushing Kamarov around some of these corners, having a look absolutely everywhere. He wants to pull away from the rest of the chasing pack whilst they are battling hard behind. Trying to keep it with absolutely everything that's going on. Spread is in P9, trying to make as much progress and making sure he doesn't lose too many points after, well, it's not really gone well. Phantom Dragon is also now into the pits. Kamarov under pressure. Shrek are going down the inside at turn 1. Kamarov doing everything he can on those old tyres, but it's just not enough to work out as through goes Shrek for P2. Further behind Davies, and all the cars absolutely going side by side everywhere. It's Davies on Robbo for P4. Oh God, this car gone right off. It's Davies who's gone right off. Bolt's there to try and take a position. Jesus up the inside at turn 4. He takes up P6. It's not quite over. He's got a huge sweep out chance here. Going through turn 5. They're side by side, absolutely aggressive battling. Are they going to do it into the chicane? No. Bolt 6 safe option here. Takes it easy going in there, avoiding any potential contact. We've already seen disasters happen everywhere. Bolt's now under pressure behind from KZA. Oh my God, I'm trying to lose my breath here. Jesus Christ, hang on. Let's have a breather. Holy shit. Oh, Spriggs getting close to his teammate up ahead whilst they're watching everything unfold from everyone else. They're just trying to make moves. It is an absolute sprint and a half, this. I'll tell you what, you are very right. It's like Abu Dhabi 21. As completely off the track for Bolts as they're battling KZA. KZA is having a great race, and I think he may have had an illegal overtake move, but here we go. Here comes Spread. He's going to send it down the inside into turn 1. He's got no battery left. Spriggs as well. He's also, both passes making equal moves, and just up ahead, that's Davies, Kamarov, and Robbo. Robbo somehow stuck up to P3 ahead of Kamarov. Davies now having a look. Is he going to potentially make the chance into turn 4? No, not quite close enough. But oh my word, I thought he was going to send it down the inside of turn 4 then. That could have been dangerous. Kamarov absolutely struggling for grip. He's also got time penalties. London picking up another time penalty. Where's he? He's in P12 at the moment for Red Bull. Just behind his teammate. But those are pretty big gaps at the back there. I think there are a few incidents and a few pit stops for good measure. Out in the lead is Hilly. 1.6 is the gap. Still 4 laps to go in this race. We're going to hop on board with the Mercedes of Davies now. He's the next one potentially to make a move on Kamarov. And he's going to have some DRS assistance for this one. Shrek with the fastest lap. It's a 1:17.8. He's making as much using as much battery as he can to try and close the gap to the leader, and through goes Davies. Is Jesus potentially going to go through down the inside? He had a look and is now having to go defensive from the Ferrari behind as he tries to get involved on the action ahead. Kamarov now down to P5. Jesus getting very close. We've seen these two battle already for the lead of the race earlier on before the safety cars have happened. 3 laps to go. Shrek is closing that gap very quickly. Also arriving on scene, Davies on the back of Robbo. This is for position. They have both on 3-second time penalties, I believe. Axel sets fastest lap. It's a 16.9. He's down in P14 at the moment. I believe that fastest lap will stick as everyone scores points box with another 3-second time penalties. That's not going well. They're adding up big time at the background there. Well, we're going to take off this screen and we're going to look at penalties. Oh, Robbo's got 9 seconds. Oh dear. That's curtains. Oh, I tell you what, he's going to be behind spread. I'm thinking spread could take the championship lead. Hilly could take the championship lead. He's winning the race with no pens. But it's not over as Trek has now got within DRS range. Jesus has passed Kamarov and now spread is arriving on scene. Pulling KZA along though, as the Ferrari driver is getting very involved this race. He fortunately did pick up a 3-second time penalty. He was penaltyless up until now, which is a shame because he's having a great race, but positions are still up for grabs. And Shrek is round! Shrek is round! He's in the barriers at turn 5! Oh, it's an absolute disaster for the Williams. It has gone all wrong. This promotes Robert to P2, but he's got 9 seconds worth of time penalties. He's got Davies right behind him. Oh my word, it has just caved. What could have been a chance for a win has now just completely disappeared. Haley is definitely going to see that and he's going to back right off. He does not have to push any more than he needs to, considering the rest of the grid behind. I think you can see that happening already as Robbo's now gaining on Hilly. He just needs to take it easy. 2 more laps to go in this Grand Prix. And spread is there in P6. Briggs down the inside of KZA into turn 1. He takes P7. The spread coming back in this race big time. He's not wasting any time. And now he's going to go down the inside of Kamarov for turn 2. Are they getting through there safely? Yes, they are. Flicking it right round the outside as off the track goes Kamarov. He hasn't got the grip left on those mediums compared to everyone else around him. That strategy has just not worked out at all. It even would have been more beneficial to pit for fresh mediums at that point. Oh dear me. Spread up to P5, net P3. No, net P2 even. What am I about? He's net P... Wait, hang on. Is he net P... Almost. Almost P2. Davies needs to pull a bit more of a gap, or needs to keep a gap to spread, and spread needs to close on to potentially... Robbo could lose 2 positions in the title at the end before the Christmas break. We are on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Hilly is clear ahead at the front, taking it easy now, bringing the car home. He knows he's got P1 secured. He doesn't really need to worry about a fastest lap point, considering he'll be picking up 35 points so long as he doesn't crash. Touch wood. Davies is now going to try and make the move on Robbo. They go side, and though they're going to... Robbo backs off. He's got the pens. He knows he can't fight it, and he knows it's not worth losing time. Robbo down to P3. Davies up to P2. A great recovery drive from Davies after his earlier incident with Phantom Dragon. And it's been absolutely a fantastic race from out front. Hilly out of the background. Very dominant race pace. and has been cool and calm on track and keeping it within those white lines. And we're going to see him come into the final corner then. It's been a great race, a great watch, and it's commanding performance from Hilly. He's kind of crossed the line in P1. He wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Meanwhile, we have Davies coming across the line in P2 for now. Robbo's P3 across the line, loses the position to Spread. Spread doesn't quite get it on to the podium. Jesus goes up into P2. Davies gets third place. I think that's his first podium, I believe, in this league. Robbo only finishes P7. And Karov has managed to hold on to P6. Schmitty gets P10, although drops a few positions with some penalties. Schrettner goes up to P10 after absolute disaster. And let's just breathe. Holy shit. Jesus is the game's driver of the day. I was at one point tempted to give it to Spread, but I'm still in with a good shot with driver. To be honest with you, there's many people I'd pick the driver of the hour. There's been some absolutely great battles up and down the order. Yeah, no, actually, I'm going to agree with the game. I'm going to give it to Jesus. P15 to P2. That's an achievement its own record. Nearly was battling for a win at one point with Kamarov, but strategy's completely changed with the safety car. Takes P2. Yeah. Wow. What a race for the final race of the year. I'm making plenty of them jokes, aren't I? Davey started third and finishes third, even with incidents. And still a shout for Spread to make it all the way back up to P4. That's still pretty good after having a bit of a disaster. Yeah, Spriggs for 7 stops. Don't worry about that one. Oh dear. Alright, I'm trying to find where I can invite Hilly. He's on here somewhere. There he is. Boom. Can I see Davies on the list? No, I can't. Let's have him search him up on here. Where is he? Where is he?
Hello.
Hello, Hilly. Just see if I can get the rest of the guys in.
I think you've got to include the audio on the stream bit.
Nah, it's PC stream, you're right.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people get confused with that one. Don't worry, it's already included.
Yeah.
We've got Dave's in. Let's have a check on the Discord, see if we can get Jesus in. Let's have a S. Wow. Absolute race. And like I say, guys, this is the final race before the Christmas break. We will be back until the 6th of January, I believe. A nice 2-week break over the Christmas period and New Year's. So look, well, whilst we wait, we'll start with you, Hilly. A great race win in the end, even after wearing a couple of safety cars, and just a pretty decent, calm, cool, collective performance. You know, no penalties as well. Talk us through your race from your perspective.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was just a great race. I think I got the strategy right doing the 2-stop. Even though the game said that doing 1 set of mediums and 2 sets of softs was the fastest, I think actually in the race, I think the 2 sets of mediums were better. But yeah, it was just sort of. I think it would have been interesting if we had no safety cars. Actually, how it would have all played out because there were so many different strategies going on. Um, it'd been quite interesting. I think me and Shrek were going to be doing some. Because I think we were doing exactly the same strategy. So I think we'd have been chasing people down at the end, which would have maybe been interesting. But yeah, I don't know what to say really. I mean, yeah, I didn't expect to win. It's always nice to be in the Aston instead of the Haas. I've had it a couple of times this year now. Um, but yeah, I still don't expect to win. Not with the quality that you've got on the grid. It's just it's so high. In terms of penalties, yeah, I got one warning on I think it was lap 68. I finally got a warning into the third last corner, the right hander. I just took too much curve and got a warning there, but otherwise I stayed warning free for 8. But yeah, it was I just had a really great battling with Shrek and Robbo, as well, and whoever else I want to sort of battled with it. Kamarov on the restart, and I don't know what happens to Spreader. I think he hit the back of Kamarov on that last
Yeah,
restart.
let's say caught it, in 4K, spread running
I
into the
just,
back of
yeah,
camera over there to pick up some front windows, but still big shot to recover P4 at the
I
end of
just
all that.
yeah, absolutely. I just saw some debris fly in the air. I was like, oh dear, what's that? But yeah, and I wasn't massively pleased about that last safety car coming out because I pulled a gap before that of I think it's nearly 3.5
Yeah, I'm gonna
seconds or
say you
something
had
like
a solid
that.
3 second gap, and you were pretty safe from there and then on to just continue. But yeah,
Yeah,
that last safety car probably shit you up a bit.
definitely. I really didn't want that. And then there's that. I'm not used to being at the front, so I was like, do I pit or do I stay out? Do I pit or do I stay out? I thought, I've got to pit. If I stay out and nobody pits, sorry, if I stay out and everybody pits, I've had it. So I've just got to pit and hope that the majority of people do as well. So I was a little surprised to see anybody stay out, to be honest, with I think 10 laps to go or something like that.
Yeah, trust me, I was
Yeah.
shocked. I saw spread and camera out as well. Just another thing, obviously, you may have noticed what happened with Shrek. He was nearly right upon you, closing in on you
I,
at the end. But unfortunately, I mean, what was your reaction when you saw that he had spun?
I looked up and saw Robbo's name next rather than Shrek's. I think he just got within the 1 second, and I saw the yellow flag start waving, but I didn't know who it was for. And I don't look up on this track because if you look up for a second, you're going across the grass a long corner, so where you're touching an inside curve or something and spin. So I don't look up. So it took a little while for me to realise that it was Shrek, and I suddenly had I think 5 seconds to Robbo that I could sort of cruise, but. Um, yeah, it was cool. I'm not not used to doing these interviews. I used to,
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
say
used to
you're
being you.
used to doing the interview, in it.
Yeah.
Fellow
So
commentator there for Friday FPR100, big shout out as always. You do a great job
yeah,
there.
that's it. Thank you,
Um,
mate.
moving on then, Davies.
Hello.
You've been in the wars a bit, haven't you today?
Yeah.
I think it has to be mentioned that little instant there with the Phantom Dragon into the chicane.
Well, I felt like I deserved a bit more room, but it is what it is. I mean, it was a bit wheel bangy. I wasn't happy with what he was doing on the straight as well, but it is what it is. It was a good recovery drive, really. It was on the right tyres at the right time. I looked out with the safety car as well. I stayed out under the first one, thinking the mediums would hold out, and they just didn't. The new softs were just stupidly quick, and then the second one comes out, and yeah, I had good battles with Robbo and that, and at the end of the race.
Am I right in thinking this is your first podium for this league?
Yes, it is first podium. I felt like I could have won this one, but obviously,
Yeah, to be fair, you had very strong pace all this race, so yeah, you 100% was well and truly within a shout of winning the race.
yeah,
Especially with the strategies all being here, there, and everywhere. I mean, you literally couldn't predict it. I mean, absolutely, I recommend everyone watching this one back. But you really couldn't predict it out there. The different strategies and everything, but like I say, safety car at the end. So again, the whole thought process on staying out on the first one almost didn't work
it.
out.
Yeah, I think because I think I'd done about 5 or 6 laps, with the new mediums, and then when everyone's pitting onto softs, that even that tire difference is enough to make the difference up. Plus, with the DRS being so powerful as well, it's just you would sort of sit in duck.
Well, obviously you guys know we are entering a lovely 2-week break from racing, but when we do return, we'll be at Austria the 6th of January. Just have your thoughts, Hilly. What is your opinion on Austria?
Um, uh, Easiest track of the season. DRS, everywhere, pretty much.
It's a DRS track, isn't it?
It's a DRS track. If you get left on your own, you're in trouble. To be honest. Yeah. Not much else to say about it. Strangely, you do have to run higher wings than you do expect around a track like that. But yeah, it's yeah. I'm not a massive fan of it. If I'm honest with you, it's just boring track in my opinion. But I know a lot of people do like it though.
And
I love
Davey's
it.
your opinion?
I love it. I think it's a great track. It's one of my stronger ones. But Hilly is right. I think in real life, it obviously I think it sets up great racing. But on this game, with how powerful the DRS is, if you've not got it, it's going to be a long race. So yeah,
I was commentating it the other night. In fact, I've done it 2 or 3 times actually in the last couple of weeks, and literally watching people because they don't want to take the lead. Literally watching people go along the straights with DRS open but lifting off the throttle,
yeah,
so they don't ever take the guy ahead. Like that's not racing.
yeah.
Man. Come on,
It's a bit like the Indy 500 where you don't really want to be in the lead, but yeah, hopefully it gets sorted out in the next game because it's far too powerful.
It is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's definitely been powerful around here as well in some cases. Anyways, that has been. Oh, we have been live for a solid 2 hours and 42 minutes, thanks to some lovely A button pressing at the start there. Can I apologise for that one? But anyway, from me and the rest of the FPR1 team, we wish you a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year as well. Goodbye.
Happy Christmas.
Happy